I'm Aidan Escalante.
I'm Andrew Salazar.
We're with Donella Drive. We have a new single called Simian Transmission coming out, and we're happy to be here on Concerts That Made Us.
Is everybody in? Is everybody in? The show is about to begin.
Welcome to the podcast, Concerts That Made Us. Interviews and stories, tales from the bus. We love taking you back to when it all went down. The greatest live shows and that cheering crowd sound. It's concerts that made us. Concertsthatmadeus.com.
Guys, you're very welcome to Concerts That Made Us.
Nice. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us. Thank you.
It's great now. I'm looking forward to diving into your music over the next bit. Now, Donella Drive recently released the track Simian Transmission, along with a pretty cool lyric video with some awesome artwork to it. Can you take us deeper into it?
Yeah, man. I have a buddy James. His pseudonym is Gun Show. He's done work for like Malibu Ken. I don't know if you really listen to like a lot of hip hop, but it was a collaboration between ASAP Rock, this rapper ASAP Rock, this electronic guy, Tobacco, and they did a record together. He did the art, and that's how I saw his art. And he's done stuff for like I'm trying to think like Andrew WK. He's done a music video for him. And but I was always a fan of his art when that record came out, and I just reached out to him and asked him to do stuff for us, and we just hit it off right off the bat, man. And he's got a buddy who used to work for Adult Swim, who's been doing like freelance work. His name is Peter Karpik, and another person he had edit the video. I don't know the other guy's background per se. His name is Alec. I can't remember his last
Redford.
name. Redford, yeah.
Yeah.
And so it was like that video is a collaborative effort between them. Like Peter animated it, and Gun Show
Made the artwork.
that was his aesthetic, and then Alec did the editing. I think it came out really really cool, man. Like I'm really happy. It looks all schizophrenic, so it really matches like what I feel.
I love it. I love it. It's the track, it's off your upcoming album, which is out in February. Can you tell us what we can expect from the album?
Yeah, man. It's like it's definitely so I guess we kind of get thrown into like the funk metal category, I guess. A lot of Primus comparison and stuff like that. So I would say like more of that, but it's maybe a little more psychedelic, a little more proggy. It's definitely a more progressive album. It's definitely not sexy, and it is very it's very just I don't know us. I guess
Yeah.
or it's weird, really. Yeah. So
I would say the next single definitely doesn't sound like Simian. I think it's totally different jump in styles.
sort of like there's that funk metal thing there, the Primus, the Faith No More bit, but then I feel like there's like a Mars Volta it meets Megadeth kind of element. It's kind of the way I kind of look at it. It's kind of how it sounds to me. It's like like I've been really striving for like I don't know. I love like early Metallica, like the early thrash metal stuff, Slayer and stuff like that. So incorporating more of those influences, but I don't know, putting them on acid. It's kind of the idea, you know.
You know
So
what I
yeah,
just thought of there? The way you said this album is not sexy. You guys have to print that on the cover. You know the way back 20 years ago, 25 years ago, I think it was System of a Down or something printed Steel this album. You
oh
guys
yeah,
have
something
to
like
Yeah,
that.
print this album is not sexy.
yeah,
Yeah, it definitely lacks sex appeal. I'll tell you
yeah.
that. Yeah, it's not something I think you're gonna put on around a woman to like, hey, check this out. So yeah,
Trying to get in the mood.
yeah, definitely not putting on Axe on by Jonathan Drive. Yeah.
Note to self, I won't get laid listening to this album, so
I mean, you
Yeah.
might, you might.
Unless she's weird, a fucking weirdo. Or she really, she's open-minded, then yes.
Yeah.
He's open-minded.
Right, right. I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah.
And you
Hope
know,
you're open-minded, baby.
typically when it comes to writing music, you know, when you guys sat down to write the music for this album, what did it look like?
Um, it I don't know. It was just, I mean, the same way we pretty much write any of the songs. Like it's just a riff idea sitting around the house, and then I get the urge to pick up the guitar, and then something falls out, and then I show it to Andrew and our drummer Steven at practice, and then like we'll just arrange all the riffs and stuff, you know. And
They come from any idea, anywhere, any place too, like a bass line, a drum beat,
just a
just
feel.
the feel in that room jamming. You know what I mean? That's how a good chunk of the songs are written.
Yeah, so but so I would say that the creative process has pretty much been the same for us, like it's always been. Just we have a million riffs or a million ideas, and then we get in the practice room and we try to arrange them
Mhm.
to make songs. Pretty boring. Nothing special.
Right, right. When it came to recording and production, then, was there any challenges you guys faced or any memorable moments that you can share with us?
Challenges?
I had a blast in the
Yeah.
studio personally. It was pretty easy, man. Like we recorded over a studio here in San Antonio called Cibolo Studios. It's a incredible studio, man. It's got a giant room. The acoustics in there are incredible. My buddy Landis Chisenhall runs that studio, so it felt really comfortable. It's like, I have a buddy, a really good friend, a guy who's like a brother, who just has this incredible studio.
He was even in the band at one point, so he kind of gets the band too.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
the drum sound I think sounds awesome. It's the first time that I feel like we've ever captured like the room sound, which I'm excited about because it sounds more like real to me. That make,
Natural.
yeah, it's not, because we've like our previous work we did like plugins and stuff, and that's fine, but I really feel like because of this different approach, like it's a thicker, it sounds thicker. Sounds like
Maybe more like us too, what we do live.
yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Sorry, no challenges, man. Really. It was actually a really great experience. Stories, anything memorable that happened? Like I don't know. Nothing like stupid, like too stupid happened.
Yeah.
Like nothing.
Just the usual. Like we are, of course, our differences and like where things should go, but I mean, we figured it out. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Those fights.
You want to hear some bad stuff that happens?
Come on, give me the goss. Oh, man.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, man.
Right, right. And, on the album itself, besides the singles, is there any specific tracks that you guys gravitate more towards? Anything we should look out for?
Yeah, you go first.
You go first.
Okay, so I got a couple.
I gotta think about that.
I got one in particular. Like, when we were writing the song, I was like kind of like not sure about it, but then when we kind of got the final result and vocals were laid on it, I was like, this came out way better than I thought. You know what I mean? And that's this weird combination where it's a combination of styles. It has like, it starts off as a doom song, and then it goes into like this like funky verse, and it's crazy. It's all kind of all over the place.
There is one song that
And
I
then-
gravitate towards on this
And then of course we have an outro song that almost has like it's partly instrumental. It has a little minimal vocals, and it sounds almost like a trip hop kind of New York style influence.
Have you heard of that band Air? They're a French band.
No, actually.
They're really awesome. They're so like I think their hit was in the early 2000s. They had a song called "Sexy Boy," and it was
That
like in like
rings
Road
a bell.
Trip and movies like that. They're an incredible band. One of my favorite bands. Yeah, I just saw it here. It was awesome. But they do a lot of like vocoder stuff. And so like that song that he's talking about, like that trip hop song, I guess, like that was a lot of fun for me. I kind of see it as like, oh, I just made like my version of an Air song. It's kind of like the way I see it. There's another track. There's two tracks that I really love on this album. There's one called Terlingua, which to me it sounds like it's kind of funny to say like the Red Hot Chili Peppers, but like but not cheesy. You know, like not stupid. Like it has the funk aspect, but it's a little more aggressive and I don't know, like it's got this great, like I don't know, kind of like a great heavy metal feel. Like I really feel like if there's one thing that I feel accomplished for in this band, it's doing funk metal or funk rock, but not cheesy. I really feel like we accomplished because I've never like I don't get me wrong, like I love the Chili Peppers are cool. Like I love Faith No More. Well, Faith No More is not as cheesy. They're way better, but like Suicidal Tendencies, or Infectious Grooves. I feel like there's always this aspect of cheese to it, like I don't know, wacky. We're wacky. And we don't do that. Like
it's like darker. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a little darker. Like yeah, I don't know, but yeah, Terralingua and Death Animation are two of my favorite songs on this record. Those are my favorites.
I'll have to keep an eye out for them ones then. Sound very interesting. Now, you know, the band, it formed back in 2012. If you guys from back then could see the band today, what do you think you'd say?
Um,
Wow, that's a good question. That's a really good question.
Don't do it. Quit now. You're gonna waste your life, kid.
No, I would probably be like, if I knew what I know now, definitely, probably just cut my ties with certain people.
Oh yeah, we would definitely just
get to the point. And
to me, so I took over vocals a couple of years ago. We had like what, like 4 different vocalists.
Yeah.
I don't think about it anymore. But we went through a lot of shit with other vocalists and other people, and for years, close friends, and my dad in particular is like, you need to just sing. You need to just do it. And I was like, no, like there's somebody with a really great voice out there. There wasn't.
There isn't.
Never found anybody. And when I started doing it, like I'm still not an incredible vocalist, but it matches the music. I feel like it just makes it more natural. So if anything, I would have said like to my former self, if I had that, I was like, just start fucking singing, just do it.
Yeah, off the bat,
just sing, just get it over with, cut through the bullshit.
Yeah.
That's probably about it, honestly.
Yeah, that's what I'd say. I agree with that 100%.
I like it. Right. The podcast is called Concerts That Made Us. So I have to ask you some concert related questions. First off,
awesome.
As a concert goer, what concerts would you say have made you?
God, that's a hard one too.
I mean, I got my first one.
What's your first one?
I know my first one ever. I was 11 years old, and my mom actually took me backstage to see, and it was Metallica. But and yeah, that was my first concert ever. So that made me.
And they diddled you. So
no.
That's very memorable.
No. But I got to walk around backstage as a little kid.
Holy crap!
At a Metallica show. I didn't see them, but I'm sure they were like in their dressing rooms and stuff. But there was an opening band called COC, and we were in their dressing room. Like I said, and Corrosion Conformity. Me and my mom were back there hanging out with them.
Jesus.
And then we went to the show, and then of course during that tour is where the stage would collapse and like kind of different scenes would happen. Like a guy, like there was an explosion and then he was hanging from wires, and then there's another explosion where a guy's on fire, and it's basically all these stunts were happening. And I was 11 years old. I'm thinking it's real, but it was just part of the show, And then my second one would probably be, I saw Slipknot. There was this tour called Tattoo the Earth, and my friend actually had won tickets the day before, and I'm probably 12 or 13 at this time, and it was Slipknot, Slayer, Seven Dust, Mudvayne, like this whole tour package of like new metal and metal at the time. And I just remember it was at this now it's called Cowboys, but it used to be called Far West Rodeo. And it was like in the parking lot, but the parking lot at the time was just dirt. And so every time they would mosh, and the pit would start like this like tornado of dirt would happen. So you couldn't even see the stage.
We've seen a lot of
we were actually in the concert industry.
We've seen a lot of shows, man. Like we do backstage experience. I'd say for me, the big one for me when I was a kid. So my dad used to play in a band called Pitbull Daycare, and they were like really popular for a minute. Like their music was like in that
Saw.
movie. It was in Saw, the first Saw movie, and it was in Scary Movie 4.
Mhm.
It was in Scary Movie 4 with the beginning with Dr. Phil and Shaquille O'Neal. They're
Yeah.
doing the reenacting the Saw scene. That
Mhm.
song that plays when Dr. Phil chops off his foot, like that's my dad's old band,
Mhm.
Pibble Daycare. But I forgot the show, man. But like the whole day, man. Like I was hanging out with Stephen Piercy from Rat.
Yeah.
He was like super. I was like 9, maybe 8 or 9. I was little, man. Like, but like I didn't even know who he was. He was just some dude. Like, and my dad was like, they were all like buddy buddy or whatever. And then Twisted Sister was headlining the show. At the same spot, actually. It's
The Cowboys.
Yeah, it was outside, an outside stage, and I was watching Twisted Sister from the side of the stage, and my dad kept he dared me. He's like, "Man, I dare you to run up in front of the stage and like throw out the horns," And I was just like, I was all scared, but I was like, I'm gonna do it, and I did it, and then it was awesome, man. Like JJ French from Twisted Sister, the bass player, he
He's a guitar player.
I thought he was a bass player.
I think he's a guitar
I
player.
can't remember.
Yeah.
He picked me up and carried me across the stage, and
Jeez.
D. Schneider jumped up, like high fived me, and like it was awesome, man. Like, that definitely was just like, yeah, I think I'm about this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't
Jesus, man.
stop rock and roll, brother.
That is absolutely crazy. They are, some of the best stories I think I've ever heard on the podcast. Nothing is going to top that.
Oh, dude, we got a few, man. I'm not gonna lie, dude.
Yeah.
Like I said, we do backstage catering and hospitality. We've been doing that. I've been doing that forever, on and off. And
I've been doing dude.
Yeah.
Like, it's an amazing job, but it'll age you like 10 years, man. I'm actually 12 years old. But it's a cool job, man. You definitely work your ass off, but there's a lot of cool, a lot of really cool shit, man. Like I like last year I met Jack Black. I got to talk to him for a while, and we just talked about like video games. It's really all like Fallout. He was like talking about Fallout and stuff like that. I talked, and then same year, actually like maybe a month or two prior, I met Dave Chappelle.
Jeez.
So like there's little things like that happen. It's just really cool to be around that kind of energy all the time. Like so.
I met Head from Korn the other day.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So yeah, but like I said, it even like out and about. Like we went to a show one time here in town. It was at the drive-in.
Oh yeah. Cedric.
Yeah, we met Cedric from Mars Volta at the drive-in.
That was a big one for me.
Yeah, like, and it was just by chance too. Like, we went to the show, amazing show, and then we went to the bar across the street, and then we were probably there maybe an hour or so, kind of mingling, whatever, had a few drinks, and then we had a little buzz going, and we leave the bar, and then we see their bus still in front of the building, and like probably like a couple people, maybe like 5 to 8 people, not really a whole big crowd, and then Aidan, he's just like, is that Cedric? Is that Cedric? So we just run across the street.
Mars Volta.
Yeah.
Seeing them has been a treat. I love.
Yeah.
We've seen Volta twice.
Yeah.
That's been great. They're like one of my favorite bands ever. I seen Kiss when I was a kid was like a big thing for me too. I know, yeah, they're lame, but they're awesome. Seeing Guar too. Seeing Guar and what's his name? Dave
Rocky.
Dave Rocky, he's still alive. That was cool, man. And then like their manager gave me a bag of blood. And this is like when I was a kid too. And my dad told me, "Dad, just throw it, man." And I threw it, and it exploded in the back of some guy's head. That was really awesome. And then there was just like I don't know, it was pretty amazing. All that blood and jizz.
It makes your blood, jizz, and urine.
Yeah, I forgot the urine.
Yeah, because that's when he would walk out with the giant, like
the
giant cuttlefish.
The Cthulhu, yeah.
He yelled over everybody.
Yeah, we had a lot.
We got stories, dude.
Yeah.
I met Van Halen one time. Eddie Van Halen, during doing catering. That was crazy. I couldn't even think straight. Yeah, I couldn't even talk. He came in there and thanked us, and I was like, "Oh, nice to meet you." And then we met Chino. We actually played.
We'll be on this question.
Yeah, we'll be on day.
We'll be on this question all day.
You know
Yeah.
what? I'm sure there's someone wandering now, listening or watching. Who's the bad guys? Who's the assholes that you've met, or have you?
Well, it's not shocking. Dave Mustaine was a fucking total prick. He was, yeah, just I mean, he was like, oh yeah, that's exactly what he
Hmm.
was. Who else was a dick? I don't know who else was. Well, I thought Chino from Deftones. He's definitely like a little uppity. Like he's like the cool kid in high school,
Hmm.
But I mean, I don't know. That one bothered him. I think he had a different experience.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
no. I'm trying to think. Um, mine was actually a Backstreet Boy.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Well, that's shocking. Yeah.
I had like a thing of dishes, and I thought, I'm walking out of the dining room with him. It's like a big bus tub of dishes, and he just says, "You're in my way." I was like, "Oh, okay, sorry, man." And he just walks past me, and then I let him through, and then I just walked out
He's
with
all
the
bye
dishes.
bye bye.
No, that's NSYNC.
Ah, same bullshit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but then he just said, "You're in my way," and I was like, oh, "I'm sorry, dude."
Yeah.
Lovely. Sounds like a nice guy.
Yeah,
And your
it was the
own
blonde one.
shows then. Right, the blonde one.
Yeah,
We're not all blonde, no?
well, I don't know which one. Aaron Card, I don't know.
Bleach tits.
Yeah, one of them. He had his like
Was that the
longer
man Justin
blonde hair.
Timberlake was
He was
in?
the real cute one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, right. And your own shows then. For any listeners that haven't been lucky enough to catch you guys live, what are they like?
One of our shows?
Hmm.
Well, I think we're pretty well rehearsed.
Yeah.
Like I mean, we sound like we usually get the compliment that we sound like the record, so I take that as like, okay, well, we play it really well live,
Yeah, we always get told we're the tightest band. That's one thing for sure you can expect from us. We rehearse a lot, we play a lot.
Have fun. It'd be fun if you come to one of our shows. You're gonna be like we're gonna have fun. I always try to look at it like a just like I don't know, like a party or something. Like we're all just having fun. We're having a good time.
Yeah.
Um,
And kind of, I don't want to say we're virtuosos, but we're definitely showmen.
Definitely not virtuoso.
Yeah, definitely not virtuoso, but we're definitely showmen. Like, you know what I mean? You're gonna see a
Yeah.
lot of like one guy told me, who's like, you guys always like, there's parts where in your music where different members can stand out. There's the part where the drummer can do his thing, and then my brother does his thing, and then parts for me, like we kind of rotate, parts where we can all stand out. You know what I mean? In the music. So that's one thing you can look forward to when you see us.
Come on down. Or we gotta go to Ireland.
Yeah, let's go to Ireland. Let's go there.
Yeah.
Have family there too, like distant family in my, so I don't know. Maybe I'll go find my Irish roots.
Yeah, trace your roots and play a show at the same time.
Yeah.
We'll fill you with Guinness and whiskey.
I'm sorry?
We'll fill you with Guinness and whiskey.
Oh,
yeah.
Say no more.
And the shows that you guys have played over your entire career, is there one that sits above the rest, just couldn't have got any better?
I mean, we did a short run with Dead Poet Society last year. That was incredible.
Yeah.
That every night was amazing for us. Like it was
sold out, or I think the only one that wasn't sold out was the last in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And it was pretty close. But other than that, the shows were sold out.
Yeah, no,
Phoenix was sold out, I want to say.
Yeah.
St. Louis, Columbus, they're all sold out.
Yeah, no, it was a short run, but those shows really were were some of my favorite shows we've ever played. We've also played River City Rock Fest, which is like a festival that used to happen here in San Antonio. It was like San Antonio's Rocklahoma.
Rocklahoma. It was like wanting to be like a louder than life. Welcome to Rockville. It was their version of trying to match that or have that type of festival. Yeah. And we did it twice, and we did it. The first time we opened for the Deftones and Kid Rock, and the second time we actually opened for Disturbed and Megadeth.
Holy crap!
Yeah, those shows are amazing. Those are really awesome shows.
The second one was better in particular because we played later on in the show in the festival. I think we went on like 4:30, which is like kind of prime time midday because the festival started at 11 or 12, and by 4 o'clock, by the time we went on 4:30, there was already thousands of people there. So it was pretty cool.
Some of my favorite shows too, like those are like the bigger shows, but some of my favorite shows even this year have been like we played at a house, and like that was really cool. We played at a coffee shop earlier this year too. There's like maybe 20 people there. It was really small, but there's something about the energy was just like really, like, I don't know, it was really amazing. So I mean, yeah, whether it's like a big show or like small shows, like there's just sometimes you catch a feeling or an energy that really makes it memorable for me.
Yeah, we played with Protest the Hero. That was a good one.
Oh, yeah, that was awesome. That was cool.
With Protest the Hero, Moontooth, and Callous Cowboys, that was a really good show for us.
Moontooth, repping Moontooth right here.
Yeah,
I like it.
That was a really good show for us.
Man. Here's a bit of a fun one. I'm intrigued now. I'm sure you guys are going to have a pretty funny answer. If we flip that around, the worst show you guys have ever played. Everything went wrong, and how did you overcome it?
There's a couple of contenders. Dude, Power Man 5000.
That was horrible.
That was really like everything that could have gone wrong
went wrong.
We were opening for Power Man 5000. It was like 2018. Right?
Yeah, it was before COVID. I want to say it was 2018 or 19.
Steven, our drummer, had just joined the band, and we jumped on a last minute show with Power Man 5000. But like, dude, everything went wrong.
Yeah.
Like first note, his head just went out.
Yeah, it was fine for sound check. I'm sound checking. Oh, it sounds great. We're good to go.
Yeah.
Literally, the first song, 20 seconds in, he plays the riff, and then I go to join him. First note, my amp shuts completely off. Yeah, just dies.
And I'm trying to keep it alive. Bust a string. Bah. And I'm trying to avoid that string and keep going. Another string. Bah. So I busted 2 strings in like fucking 2 minutes.
Yeah, and so I have this like my backup pedal situation. So I basically have this pedal go straight to the PA, and you just ran through that the rest of the show. Well, I think after I got myself going, you unplugged yourself.
Oh yeah, I unplugged myself. Yeah, I unplugged myself. Yeah, because I switched to my second guitar.
Yeah.
Luckily, I had that, so I switched to my backup, and I didn't hoop it around because I was in such a rush. And then I just plugged it in, and then I played for like 5 seconds.
Then unplugged yourself.
And then I did it again. So I plugged myself like 2 or 3 times.
Did you unplug the power or the instrument cable?
The instrument cable.
Okay.
So that was pretty bad.
Yeah.
We played for maybe 15 minutes. And, and then the Power Man 5000 guys kind of just looked like we were walking off stage, and they're kind of looking at us like, good set, guys. Steven didn't even talk to us.
Yeah, our drummer ran off stage, went into the
he said he went to go to the shower.
Yeah, he went to the shower.
He just soaked himself.
So, got in the fetal position and just
washed away the shame.
Washed away the shame, and dude. And then we were talking to those guys, and they were nice. They're like it happens, man. He's like, it's happened to us. It happens to everybody. Don't sweat it. And they were telling us that, and I really appreciated that. You know what I mean? Like they're like, it happens, man. It's part of the game.
Yeah. What's another terrible show we played? The one.
I'll do a version of it.
Austin. Yeah. We had really bad.
Okay, so we had like a showcase in Austin.
The only time we've ever had this, mind you.
Yeah.
A South by Southwest
showcase.
Yeah.
And our singer at the time decided to get stupid drunk before she played. And she got so drunk, blackout drunk, couldn't stand. And then so finally it comes our set time, and it was a packed room front to back. And right before, like, we cleared out the room. Like she cleared it out. Like
she was like off key. She was rolling around on the ground,
like belligerent,
and it was embarrassing.
And then at one point I tell her, I was like, hey, like
he whispered in her ear.
Yeah, I whispered in her ear. I was like, hey, can you just chill out? Like, you sound like shit. You sound horrible. Just relax. Calm down.
Yeah.
And I remember she screamed in the mic, do I sound like shit?
My bass player says I sound like shit.
Yeah.
Do I fucking sound like shit? And then her 3 people that she got fucked up with were like, hell no, but there's these guys in the back. They're like,
yeah,
yes, you sound like shit.
yeah,
You know, it was just horrible, man. Because there was an industry guy out there,
yeah,
and then
Oh,
we got off stage, and man, like we were talking to that dude all day,
yeah.
trying
Talking
to
all
be
day,
buddy
trying to be.
buddy.
mm.
And then afterwards, he's kind of just like this. He's just like, "Hey guys," like, and then he broke it
He
down
broke it
to
down. He's
me.
like, hey, you guys, whenever I sign bands, he's like, you guys have everything I'm looking for. You got the sound, you got the look, you got this, you got that. And he says, but he's like, I will not touch her as your singer. Either fix her or get rid of her.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah.
It was really, really bad.
And then we went home in the van and
it was bad, man.
yeah, it was a long drive back to San Antonio. I'll
Yeah.
say that.
So, Jesus.
Yeah.
How
so
long
those
after
two are
did
up
you
there.
fire?
Yeah, those are probably our worst. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, Jesus. And when it comes to showtime, then, how do you guys psych yourselves up? And then afterwards, how do you like to wind down?
Honestly, for me, like I don't know, like I'll like run a little bit, you know, like do some stretching, drink coffee, you know, it's nothing that crazy.
Warm up, that's for sure. I gotta warm up.
Local warm-ups, you know.
Yeah.
But,
warm my hands. I have to warm up at least like an hour before I play every time. So like the opening, like it sucks because like I try and catch the band that's playing before us, or you know what I mean. But usually I'm warming up. Like I have to warm up.
yeah.
So that's probably me. Drinking a lot of water. Like we're pretty like we don't get like too crazy before we play. Honestly, like the music is just too like I don't say it's challenging, but
very challenging.
Yeah, it is challenging.
Yeah, no. Vocally, I'm not a strong singer. Like my voice, but I want to do like more. So sometimes I'm singing slightly outside my range or things like that. So it takes me a while to warm up. Like I have to warm up for at least an hour, and then afterwards doing the cool downs. It's actually really boring. Like it's not fun. It's but like it's just part of if you want to perform to a high standard, that's just part of what you have to do. The music requires that. It's not easy music.
And that's one thing I'll say about it. Even like when we went on the run with Dead Poet, Jack the singer, like he even apologized after the tour. He was like, "Hey, I apologize, for not being very, I guess, talkative. You know what I mean? Not very not that he wasn't friendly, but he apologized. Like, he's like, I have to save my voice, every night.
Yeah, I totally get it. Every night after the double.
Yeah, he's
one of us is professional, obviously.
yeah. So yeah, it's very tasking, you know what I mean? If you want to be legit at this, you can't really get too trashed or anymore.
Yeah.
I mean you can, but
serious.
you're gonna have a rough time.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a rough time.
That's for sure. And before we dive into the last couple of questions, then future plans. We've heard about the album in February. Is there anything else you can share with us?
Music videos. We've been collaborating with my buddies. His what would you call it? Kerosene. What would you call them? He's a videographer, and he's got a little group of really talented artists, and so that we've been collaborating with them on videos. We're gonna have another video for Terlingua soon. That's the goal. So we have a video for Mindless, the second single that we're aiming for December 4th for that to be out. And that'll be a video that we shot together. Like it's like a kind of looks like a B-rated horror movie in a way. Like it's really ugly.
Right.
And I play this character named the Riff Creeper, and I wear this mask. And like it's just like a day in the life of a scumbag. Is basically I go into an alternate world, like an alternate reality, and then I become like the Rift Creeper is like my avatar or whatever. And so future plans is essentially like we've been having a lot of fun, kind of like world building, I guess. In collaborating with Gun Show and Kerosene, Thomas and Ronan, and just. Well, definitely in the future we're doing more stuff like that. There'll also be another video for Death Animation soon, too. So yeah, man, that's the probably
shows, man. Hopefully more shows, hopefully a tour or two. That's usually the goal every time. You know what I mean? See what we can jump on, or maybe have our own tour as well. You know what I mean? Definitely have those two things happen. So more content, and shows. That's the goal.
Yeah, man.
Sounds good. Sounds good. We'll dive into the last couple. There are a couple of fun random ones. First off, besides music and the band, what are you guys currently obsessed with?
Ooh.
Yeah.
I really like pretty much any band that I hear from Warp Records. They're like an electronic record label based out, I think they're from the UK, based out of the UK.
Hmm.
But I really enjoy
Besides music that you're obsessed with.
Oh, besides I don't know. I gotta go.
What's your obsession that's not music?
Yeah, you go first. I gotta think. What am I obsessed with?
You love video games.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I don't like video games. Yeah, I do like video games, but like I don't really play. I don't play video games as much as I used to. Like I like, I don't know, Metal Gear. You like Metal Gear Solid?
Yeah.
I like video games and I like.
Weren't you playing Elder Scrolls or one of those games?
You're combining like different.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, there's Dark Souls. I like
Dark Souls.
I'm not obsessed with Dark Souls.
But you played it a lot.
Oh yeah, I beat it the one time because I had a break during work. I beat it one time. Like, yeah, I'm never fucking playing this game again. It's so hard. I don't need the stress, man. When you have a lot of free time, yeah, you could spend 3 days on a boss. You know, that's what that game kind of is. Like, it's like the ultimate challenge. I don't know. I wouldn't say I was. Maybe I was. I used to be obsessed with it. I got really. I'm like, I'm gonna fucking beat this game. Like, yeah.
No, and me, I'm pretty basic. Like, I love movies. I love watching movies.
Yeah.
And I check out movies all the time. You know, me and my family, and then I just got back from the gym. I try and do that. So it's literally just movies, music, gym. That's pretty much it. I'm pretty simple.
I would say the same minus the gym.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of film. I love film.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. That's probably about it.
Yeah.
I don't really think of anything else.
Not too
Art,
bad.
I guess.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
The final question. So, what's your go-to album? An album you constantly revisit?
Ooh, that's so tough, man. That is so tough.
One of my favorites to revisit. I put it on consciously. I love Run the Jewels. They're a hip hop group. They Run the Jewels 3. That's like one of my favorite albums. I put that on unconsciously sometimes. Like if I don't know what else to put on, throw on that. Or I put on Dots and Loops by Stereolab a lot. Like that's another like album that like I feel like I always hear something new when I listen to it too. Tortoise, there's a band called Tortoise. They have an album called TNT that I really really love. I got a few records that I'm always going back to. Shit, man, even Kill 'Em All by Metallica. I always love Kill 'Em All. That's the best Metallica record. So I always go to that one. Like it's the one that I could listen to and still get inspired by. It's just there's such a inspiring energy to that record. You know, so that's a few of mine.
Yeah.
What are you?
I probably go into like stuff like grew up on as a kid for sure. It's probably either Ride the Lightning or Master by Metallica. Probably either The Real Thing by Faith No More or Angel Dust by Faith No More.
Definitely, Angel Dust.
Meshuggah, either Chaos Sphere or Destroy, Race, and Prove. What else? Or probably what's another one? I got so many, man. What else? Maybe if I'm feeling maybe Delouse, man. Honestly,
Delouse is one that I go back to.
Delouse and Comatorium, Mars Volta.
For me, it's Bedlam. I go back to Bedlam a lot.
That's their number 2.
To me, that's number 1. In my opinion, Bedlam is my favorite Volta record. But yeah, I would say those are the ones that I seem to always go back. Another weird one is Great Southern Trendkill by Pantera. Something I don't know what it is about. That's their best record. There's something about it that's just like so different.
You know what's crazy? They've said that that's their least favorite record.
Yeah, they're wrong.
That's crazy.
That's their best record. Whatever they captured at that time was like that's everything you need from Pantera.
You could tell they're a divided band though. I mean, I don't know. At that time,
there's a darkness to it.
It's dark. It's dark.
Yeah, that's kind of why I like it, maybe.
Well, my go-tos for Pantera is probably Vulgar. It's probably Vulgar.
They're basic.
No,
basic.
or probably one of the two. Those are
Some
the
great
best.
choices. Listen, guys, I can't describe how much fun this actually was. Now, I haven't laughed so much in an episode in a long time. Thanks a million.
Yes.
Awesome,
That's
man.
awesome.
Yeah.
Welcome to the podcast, conscience that made us into musing stories, tales from the bus. We love taking you back to when it all went down. The greatest live shows and that cheering crowd sound. It's concerts that made us, concerts that made us.com.